Hello, hello again. This is Monique Harps with eXpRealty and 7L Certified Referral Trainer. Today, I'm going to show you what I believe is the quickest way to grade your Facebook database. So you're going to need to open up Facebook and Excel or Google Sheets. I will demonstrate this in Excel, but I know that it can be done in Google Sheets as well. So the first thing we want to do is go to Facebook and capture a list of all of our friends. So to do that, you want to go to your page by clicking on your name at the top right here, and then click on Friends. And then you just want to start all the way at the top and left click using your mouse. And then you're going to scroll down until you get to you have all your friends highlighted. Okay. The more friends you have, the longer this can take. I think it said like about 1,500 friends. So it didn't take me that long yesterday when I did it. But for those of you who reached your max and have 5,000 friends, this will take a little bit more time. And what I like about doing it this way is that you get to intentionally, like, you can't see that each person like physically, but you can take into consideration each name and each person as you go through the list. Not while you're scrolling, but in the list we're going to create in a second here in Excel. So while we're going through this, you can see all my friends. And what this is it's like it can be also a memory jogger. Like, somebody was thinking about buying a house and you know that they haven't bought a house or sold a house, for those in real estate. If you're in a different industry, maybe you're in the health, lifestyle, nutritional industry, like maybe an Herbalife. I have a friend who does that. Or maybe you do Scentsy. Maybe you're a car salesman, maybe you're a consultant, but either way, maybe you're a storyteller who hosts storytelling events. I have a friend who does that. A photographer. But anyway, whatever you do, you're going to come across people that you're like, oh, maybe he or she is interested in services, or I heard their life has changed. They're having a lifestyle change, getting married, having kids, moving. People post all kinds of things on Facebook, some type of diagnosis, whatever challenges they're facing, that maybe even like if you're a contractor or a fence builder, people are like, hey, I need a fence. I saw that the other day. So you might want to do that. You might see people who remind you of an opportunity. Now, granted, like, it's not all about the money all the time, or all about the business opportunity all the time. But at the end of the day, everybody needs to eat. So there's nothing wrong with identifying possible opportunities and relationships that you'd like to go deeper in, because you feel like there is something behind it. However, if you're that person who only talks to somebody if they are a for sure deal, and then you don't have time for them, that's not a good person to be. I just saw somebody who's in the market who wants to buy a house. Their situation kind of has them slowed down, but it's a $400,000 house that they want to get. So I look forward to that. So you don't want to go too far down there. You just want to go to your very last friend. And then you're going to right click. You're just going to, oh no. Okay, sorry. Let's go back up. This shouldn't take as long because it's already populated. Whatever you do not right click on the word friends. It'll take you out. Okay. All right, so just right click and you're gonna copy. Then you wanna come over here to your Excel and you wanna right click paste. And you want to make sure you paste special or use this little clipboard that doesn't do any of the formatting, and I'll show you why in a second. So here it gave you everything like that you could possibly want, right? Now let me show you what happens if you don't, if you just push Control Paste and you keep the formatting. It takes longer. You see the spinning wheel? It's going to put everything as a hyperlink. Look, my Excel's not responding right now. And it's going to put pictures in there. I'm going to let it spin for a second just so people can see what happens when you paste everything. And the more people you have, the longer it'll take because everything takes longer with more people. Too bad I can't back up. So we're gonna pause the recording. Okay, so just a couple seconds later, you see it populated and it has pictures and some words. If I move the picture, okay, so I try to move the pictures and it won't let me. Sometimes it does let me move the picture. But behind there, you're gonna find the names of the people, and we don't want that because it's just a mess. See, it left the pictures there. So we don't want that, so we're gonna go over here. And something that in Facebook, what it does when it pastes, is it pastes these like blank lines. We need to accommodate for that, so we're going to put like an X in this category. First, we're going to insert a field, a row right here. We're going to put name and X. The X doesn't represent anything. It just helps us when we want to sort it. And then we're just going to drag it all the way down. And what this does is it allows us to manipulate the data more as we go. We want to select the first row, and we're going to go to Data and Filter. And then in the filter section, we're going to type in the search bar the word friend and select OK. What this does is it lets us see everything where the word friend exists. And we're just going to highlight them and delete them all. Unless you have a friend with the first or last name friend, this is not going to mess with anything. And if it does, it shouldn't mess with too many. So there's going to be, so now we want to sort this. And there's going to be some things in here, like this is a job. So when we get to that, we will delete it. We can delete it or come back to it, right? So now we're good to go. Now this is where you want to start, where the X's are, this is where you want to start giving a grade. Like, and I'm just, for the sake of this video, I'm just going to assign grades A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. And I only assigned a few because just for this, right? So 3 of each one, right? And so now what I want to do is I want to go over to my Facebook. And if you watch my first video, so first thing I want to do is shrink this so that I can see it. And I just want to make sure I can see both those columns. And then shrink the Facebook so I can see it like this. right? I just need to be able to see it. And I'm going to go to my home, and then I'm going to see my friends list right here. So all of my friends have been assigned to this one of these A, B, C, D list. So I'm going to create a temporary list that says, like, with the new name, at, we'll just say list A, right? And so we'll create that. And this is why I like this way of adding people. And because I can take this list over here, and these 3 people are in the A group. And I'm only going to do A because they are all, they will all, whether it's the A, B, C, D group, you'll follow the same steps. So now I can just type in Aaron and add him, Abby, add her, Adam, and add him. And like, voila, they're on the list. So after you do all of this, I want to say, and maybe to add everyone to my list, I have 1,500 people, to add everyone to all 5 lists, A's, B's, A pluses, B's, and C's. B's were the least amount, and then C's, and then D's. But to add everyone, I want to say it honestly took me less than 3 hours. And I left and came back because I had errands to run, but it didn't take long at all. But this is by far the most efficient way. It seems a little tedious because you have to copy your friends and paste them, but being able to see them over here on the side and scroll down as you sort them right here, A, B, C, D, and then just like scroll down and add them, it makes it so much easier, and it saves so much time instead of going to every single profile and adding them in the way that I showed you on the previous video. So now, if you haven't watched the previous video and you don't know how to use the friends list, please do so. If you already know how to do the friends list, this is an easy way to add people to it. And then after that, you can, as you add friends, like one at a time. So for example, I have some friends that need to be added. So this guy used to work with me. So I will confirm him. And then I will go right over here and I'll add him to the list. He's not somebody I engage with like a whole lot. So I will put him on the drip delete list. Done. Here Shelly is a CRT, so I will add her to the 7L Certified Referral Trainer list. And that's just kind of how it works. So it's all good. And as you go through and you do that, as you meet people, even on the spot, you can say, hey, what's your name? Not what's your name, but you can be like, hey, I found you, as long as you know what they do, you can put them in the category that best fits. And I'm assuming everybody watching this is using the 7L grading method for their letters. If you're not using the 7L, you can use any grading system that you want and apply it, because this will be helpful to you. And so now what I can do is I can go over here back to my friends list, and I can say, oh, what are my champions, my top people talking about? Oh, there's only one, so not very much. So let's check out what my potential champions are doing. There's 15, so there's more activity, but what that does is it puts their stuff in front of me faster, and it's very intentional on the activities that I do and connect with them. So I hope that helps. And if you have any questions, let me know, because you got questions, I've got answers. If I don't know the answer, I will find out for you.